Good morning, scholarship folks. Today I'm going to show you how to download your application form, edit the application form, and attach all of your creative and scholarly work to the bottom of that application form so it's all in one PDF for upload to your track site. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm on the scholarships website and I've downloaded the application form. So sometimes on a Mac, your application form will go into your downloads folder. So if you need to, you can click on your desktop, click on your hard drive, and go to your downloads folder, and you'll find it there. But I've got mine on my desktop. And I've also got my images ready to go on my desktop as well. And before you get going on this, you want to jog your images for your portfolio to a reasonable size. And what I mean by reasonable size is around 8.5 by 11 would be a great size. If you need to, you can take your you can take your portfolio files into Photoshop and edit them there and get them down to that reasonable size. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scholarship form and I'm going to rename my scholarship form so it's got my name on it. And the easiest way to do that is to click on the name and hit return, and then you can put your name on the scholarship form and hit return there. And the next thing I need to do is I need to open this up in Adobe Acrobat Pro. And it's really important that you open it up in Adobe Acrobat Pro because you need to actually edit this PDF, not just read it. So you don't want to open it up in Adobe Acrobat Reader, and you don't also want to open it up in Macintosh's own PDF reader. And sometimes when you just double click on the file, it opens up in the wrong program. So we want to make sure that it opens up in Adobe Acrobat Pro. If you already have Adobe Creative Suite, you have Adobe Acrobat Pro on your machine already. If you don't, you can always go to one of the labs. The ADRC here on the third floor has Adobe Acrobat Pro on all of their machines as well. So I'm going to go to my hard drive and I'm going to go to my applications folder and search for Adobe Acrobat Pro, and I see it right here. It's got the white folder. So I'm going to double click on the folder and I'm going to drag my application PDF onto Adobe Acrobat Pro icon. So I've got my file open and I'm going to fill out my application, and as you see I've kind of filled out some of it already. But I'm going to choose the scholarships that I qualify for, so I'm going to qualify for the Student Service Fee Scholarship and the Retired Faculty Scholarship. And you see that I've filled out some of my information already, so I'm going to skip that. Whenever you want to, you can just click on these little blue boxes and you can start typing in whatever you need to. And I've got a little checklist here to make sure that I've got all of my documents ready before I upload them to my track site. So I've got my application form, that's what this is. I've already typed up my resume and made a PDF of that. I've asked my faculty to evaluate me, and they're going to upload their letters themselves. And I've got my Texas State transcript. If you need to know where you get that, we also have instructions on our scholarship site for that as well. And the documentation of my creative scholarly work, that's this document as well, because I'm going to place those images in this document. So I'm going to go on to my second page and I'm going to check off all of the different style or all of the different types of work that I'm going to put in here. So I'm going to put in photography and com des work in here. You can put in as many different types, including scholarly papers, as you like. Down here in the title, I'm going to put in 3, but you can put in a maximum of up to 10 images. So I'm going to put in 3 just for demonstration purposes today. And so I'm going to give them each a title. So Hammer Time is my first one, and the medium is photo, and the size is 8.5 by 11 inches. And my title for the next one is Queen Cat. And that is also a photo. And that is also 8.5 by 11. And my last one is Grumpy Cat. And that is also a photo. And is only 8 by 7. So I've got all of the titles and the sizes and the mediums plugged in, and now I just need to add my images to the bottom of my file. So the easiest way to do that is to go over here to the left-hand side, and you'll have these page thumbnails icon. If you click on that, you'll see my 2 pages that I have here, page 1 and page 2, that I've already filled out. And now I need to put my images on the bottom. So I'm going to go to my desktop where I have all of my images, highlight them all, and drag them in to my thumbnail area. Drag them here and throw them in there, and you'll see that they come in. They've come in the wrong order, however, and I need to put my Hammer Time one on top of my Grumpy Cat, and I need to put Queen of France in the middle. All you have to do is click and drag to get those rearranged, and so now they're in the right order. And I'm going to go to File and Save, and save my file. So this has my application now that I've filled out, and all of my work that I've added to the application as well. The last thing that I'm going to check really quickly is to see how big this PDF is. Sometimes PDFs can get really huge if you put really huge images in them. So I'm going to double check and see if I need to make this any smaller. So I'm going to go and check that real quick. So I'm going to kind of move my window over. And the easiest way to check that is to click on your PDF icon on your desktop and go to File, Get Info. And you'll see that my file is 492K, which is pretty small. That's great. If you start seeing that your file is getting into the 10, 20, 30, 40 megabyte size range, you may want to size your PDF down. Now, I don't have to, but I'm going to do it anyway just so I can show you. So in order to make a smaller size PDF, just in case your PDF is huge, you can go to File, Save As, Reduced File Size PDF. So that's what I'm going to choose. Ignore this, just say Retain Existing, and hit OK. And it's going to ask you for a new name. I always like to name it maybe small here. So I'm going to go down to the end here and say _smaller. Just to have a copy, just in case it makes my images really bad. Sometimes it will crap out your images, so we'll have to worry about that. I'm going to save it on my desktop and hit save and let it do its thing. And it's going to save a copy that's the smaller size here as well. And I'm going to go ahead and do a get info on that one to see how much of a difference it made. So it went down from 580K to 184. I'm just going to open this one up just to make sure that my images didn't get too badly changed. They look about the same as what they were, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to upload the smaller version of my PDF instead of the bigger version. And that's about it.